Let's come down here. Let's be with me. Let's go a little more. It's not gonna hurt you, right? Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your sweet, dashing, butter-flavored lollipop boy, Kris. I don't know what any of that means. Let's go down a little more. What do you say? In school, I was voted boy most likely to play with a webcam while recording himself. So they were pretty accurate. And this is in the 80s and 90s, so, I mean, they were ahead of their time. Let's go down a little more. Let's get Papa. There you go. Papa's in frame now. Let's start this episode off right. There you go. A little cushion squeeze for the people who don't like it. So this video is different. I did a couple disturbing phone calls on Friday. It's Monday. And there was one that I had mentioned and I couldn't remember. And so over the weekend it kind of popped into my head. And I looked it up and I found this video. It's Ruth Price 911 call analysis. I don't care about the analysis part. I don't know if anyone's ever heard the Ruth Price 911 call. If you haven't, they don't know if it's real, they don't know if it's fake, but if you haven't heard it, really a warning, because even if it's fake, it is extremely uncomfortable. I lean towards it being not real. I've never seen this video, so I don't know what they're going to say here, but I lean towards it being not real, only because of, I'll get into it after, but if you've never heard this video and you don't want to hear it, you know, whether it's real or fake, I completely get it. I understand. You don't, you know, 911 calls are, I'm not a big fan of doing them, but this one, sorry, it's nice outside, so I have my window open. So this, like I say, I understand if you're not wanting to hear it. Trust, I get it. Come back at a later video. But for everyone else, real or fake, this is a video that I would like to share because it is brutal, uncomfortable, freaky. It's disturbing. It's if you're sticking around because you want to listen to it, then let's hope it's fake. So let's get into it. Why is that? What are you? No, I don't want to open. Go away. Sorry. Why are you there? Location privacy settings. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. Let's try this again. And action.
This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
I don't care.
Raid Shadow Legends is a turn-based mobile RPG that is changing the world of mobile gaming. For over a decade now, there's been a video circulating the internet that may be disturbing to some. It is an allegedly authentic 911 call an elderly woman made in her final moments of life. She complains to the operator that a suspicious man has been wandering around the apartment. About midway through the call, she says she doesn't know where the man is, and then, well, just listen for yourself.
I have to stress again, sorry.
The Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic responds to snoring automatically.
I'm stressing again,
or opting for the couch. Your best sleep.
I get it if you don't want to listen to it. Please, I understand.
This is Ruth Price of 3877. What's the problem, ma'am? Oh, there's some guy been checking the place out. How? Well, he went in the back. I have an apartment in the back, and he said he was looking for a guy. And he comes to my door. And Yes. And said he's looking for an apartment. So I live alone, and I'm an old lady. Mm-hmm. Where is he now, ma'am? I don't have no idea.
Okay, get ready.
This is a very tragic thing, but the call itself isn't what we're going to be focusing on. Since the release of this, there's been a lot of confusion as to the background of this call. No one has been able to identify who Ruth Price is, nor are they able to find any record of this incident ever occurring, aside from this audio recording. It's to the point where it's become questionable whether this is even a real 911 call.
I just want to say, the reason I got goosebumps listening to it again. Even if it is, the reason why I don't believe it's real is when she calls 911 at the beginning, and you can, I don't know if he's going to cover it or what, but when she says, "My name is Ruth Price and I'm at 3877, the operator stops her and says, "What's the problem, ma'am?" They're not going to do that. Now, again, you can say, but, you know, Kris, this has been online since, we'll say, 2010, and maybe it was a phone call made in the mid-90s. Maybe that was handled differently. Maybe. I'm not saying it isn't, but to me, that's not the proper protocol. Not saying that the operator wasn't stupid and just screwed up, but that doesn't seem like the proper protocol that an operator would. So to me, that's why, yeah, I cut myself at work twice, and this is a construction band-aid. Sorry. I want to say that's why, to me, it's not real, and that's why I hold on hope and faith that it isn't real. I saw another video that went over it, but I didn't want to get into that because I don't know. I'll cover that maybe on another video. Sorry.
As attention to this call began to rise, a Spanish website reported on this. At the top of the page, they included a picture of this woman, seeming to indicate this is Ruth Price. Doing a reverse image search on this does lead you to an obituary for a woman named Ruth Price. However, this is not the Ruth Price from this 911 call. The Ruth Price in this image died in 2015, and there are archives of the 911 call that date back way further than that. That lead may have been a dead end, but as the discussion moved over to Reddit, a clever user was able to use a people lookup website to find a record of a woman named Ruth Price who died in 1994. The house number on her most recent address was 3877. This is the exact residence number that the Mrs. Price in the 911 call gave the operator before being cut off.
This is Ruth Price at 3877. What's the problem, ma'am?
The timeline...
What's the problem, man? See what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't believe it's real, but I don't know.
Would also be a good approximation as to when this phone call was made. I did more digging into this person, but unfortunately, I was not able to find any useful information about her using any lookup databases. So while not 100% verified, this is the closest to an identity that we have, given this is even real.
I hope fake. I hope.
As I mentioned earlier, to this day, people still debate over whether this phone call was a hoax or not. The side put forward by the skeptics is reasonable. There's literally no news coverage of this online. It's odd that the call has gotten so much attention, yet there are no records of what actually happened that night. I've thoroughly searched newspaper archives to find anything referencing this, but I found nothing. Proponents of this being real refute this by saying this event happened before the internet was big, so any coverage of this likely wasn't immortalized by the internet yet. There's also the fact that on the call, when the attack starts, you'd expect the woman to drop the phone, causing her screams to sound much further away. In the recording, however, her screams don't appear to get any further away. And finally, some people have brought up the fact that
I'll say this, thinking about it. She's on the phone. There's a couple parts where she stops. Like maybe she heard something. This is if it's real. Maybe she just happened to be on the phone, heard something, turned, and saw the guy creeping in, rounding a corner, coming at her, whatever, and she's just screaming, holding on to that phone, and maybe she's backing up or whatever, or she's cornered herself into a room, you know, I don't know. And the guy hasn't gotten to her yet. And when he gets to her, that's when the phone makes that sound, you know, like it hangs up. If she's screaming, people mowing, sorry. If she's screaming, maybe the guy hadn't gotten to her. That's if it's real. But I always hold out hope that it's not, because how the operator cut her off. I've always remembered how the operator cut her off, and that always stood out to me as a way to not do it. And my hope is that this is a teaching method to show, no, that's what you don't do. You know, like they'll play it out, and people are so terrified by that, and then they kind of would ask the class, okay, what happened? What was done wrong here? Oh, I don't know, because you're so caught up in the screaming and the fact that maybe this woman was killed. And that would be the part where they would say, she cut her off. She only has a number, 3877. She has nothing else to go by. And that's what you don't do. That's why you don't cut them off. That's why you allow anyone who's ever called 911, I'm one of them, called the police or whatever. First thing I do is I give my name, address, city. I've even given my zip code. I mean, I just, you know, boom, rattle it off. Because I know that that's, as soon as that's out of the way, then they know, you know, that now they can figure out this is where it is. Now they got to figure out, are we sending the cops, paramedics? What are we doing? And so that's the first thing I always rattle off. But yeah, maybe she was holding on to the phone and she was seeing the guy opening up a window or something like that, or maybe the guy was coming down the hall or coming around a corner. Oh, man, just the thought of it's freaking me out. Like I'm getting goosebumps. Let's get back into it.
this must be a hoax, because it's illegal to publicly release 911 calls in which someone died. This point isn't actually true. According to the Freedom Forum Institute, in most states, 911 calls are public record without restriction. The evidence for this being real is a little more convincing. Going back to Reddit, on a thread...
Yeah, the illegal for a 911 call to be released if someone died. I remember a few years back, 5-6 years back, was it Kid Rock and his wife? They called because they were having a party or something, and somebody that was at their party that was working for them was he hit by a car? Was he shot? I don't remember what happened. And they released the 911 audio for that, because it was also because the sorry, it was also because of the 911 operator was such a dick, I think. Sorry, I'm looking up now that I've got this yeah, yeah, here you go. Kid Rock's personal assistant who was killed in an apparent ATV accident on the musician's Nashville, Tennessee estate. That's what it was. The body was discovered at 11:36 a.m. Monday. According to Rock, called 911. Officers responded to the scene and found the guy. Yeah, but I remember hearing that 911 call, and I just remember I remember thinking the operator was just being very dickish. I don't remember why, but it was kind of like, well, are you sure that they're dead? You know, just whatever.
That was discussing this, a user left a comment that shed some light on this call. They claimed to have been a public safety officer in the 90s, and said this recording was played for them during training as an example of what not to do. This would explain the dispatch officer in the recording unprofessionally cutting off Ruth before getting her full address.
This is Ruth Price at 3877. What's the problem, ma'am?
They continue saying this was presented to them in class as 100% real, and the man who murdered Ruth was never apprehended. This is further corroborated by a user on a police forum. Back in 2002, someone posted this audio to the forum, and a user named HNDLC3 commented saying that he remembered listening to this call as a part of his dispatcher class. The earliest archive I was able to find of this audio file was from June of 2001 on a website called The Marksman. This webpage details what happened to Ruth Price and includes 3 different files of this recording. The page makes it clear this audio recording is very real. Now, to be fair, it's pretty clear this website is obviously a pro-gun site, as they have a section talking about how things would have been different if Ruth had a gun. So, this person would have a motive to push this as real, even if it weren't. I don't think this is the case though. This website does list other brutal pictures of murders that have been confirmed as real, so that establishes some degree of reliability. But most importantly, on the page depicting the Ruth 911 call, they actually list a source for it at the bottom. It says, this audio was provided by 911emergency.com. This website is no longer up, but it was a website filled with 911 resources. This included 911 training, as well as an archive of real 911 calls. Because this website has been defunct for so long, it's hard to find much more information about it, but this definitely points in the direction of this call being real. I emailed a couple of the contact emails listed on there, and I'm hoping to receive a response. I can leave you with this last piece of information though. A user on Reddit left a useful comment saying there was a 4chan thread a while back that spent months investigating this call. They concluded that the call was real, along with all the information in the call, but the audio was only a reenactment of the exact transcript used for training. Apparently, this information was gathered by speaking to several 911 training companies and being told the same thing from all of them. Of course, there's no archive of that thread, so we don't know how accurate that information is. I have, however, taken to emailing multiple 911 training centers for any information regarding this. I've only heard back from a few so far, and they've all told me they've never heard of this call before. This doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't real, it just means that these particular centers never used this call. If I get any useful information from other training centers, I'll definitely make an update video. Overall, given what we know now, I would say I'm definitely leaning toward this being real. The evidence pointing to this being authentic is enough to satisfy my skepticism for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.
That's a good point. Maybe it is real. The audio, what you and I are hearing, isn't real. That was reenacted. Still, it's a brutal thing. It's a brutal call. I really hope it's reenacted, just because that is something that's seared into my brain. And it makes it easier to me to believe that it's reenacted than knowing that I'm actually listening to someone dying. Because, like, I can't. I've seen enough of that. I don't want to hear it. Anyways, this is the Ruth Price 911 call. I spoke about it on one of the 911 videos that I did, which will be posted. This will be posted after those two. Yeah. There's another video I might watch and get into it. Kind of go down a little dark road. Hopefully it ends differently than it being real. I really hope so. Because now this bothers me. Anyways, try to have a good day, have a good night. Like and subscribe and all that garbage. I need the help. You know, I need the subscribers. I need the count. I got like 1,750 hours viewed on my videos and only 89 subscribers. So I need more subscribers. I got a lot of videos. There's some people that get like 3,000 subscribers and they have like 30 videos. So I'm doing something right and wrong at the same time. Anyways, thanks for the support. Have a good day. Try to have a good day. Try to have a good night.